It's supposed to start 11:30. I know I haven't been back in a while. I've just been really busy with school and my senior project and stuff. But anyway, as you can tell from the screen here, probably we're going to be filling out my March Madness bracket. So yeah, let's get started. I apologize if there's a lot of Twitter notifications popping up like just now. I'll try to remove them as fast as possible. It's just that we're in the heat of NFL free agency right now, and I will be doing videos on that as well. I want to get back in a groove and back in a routine here on the channel. But anyway, I apologize in advance for that, but let's get started. So first we got 1 seed Gonzaga taking on 16 seed. Now it's going to be a first four in to even face Gonzaga between Norfolk State and Appalachian State. The first four in will be played tomorrow, and the first round of the actual tournament is March Madness is Friday, tomorrow, and Saturday. So yeah, but I think Gonzaga will win either way. Next we have Oklahoma versus Missouri. This is a tough. People are overreacting to this one, in my opinion. But again, I apologize for the Twitter notifications. It's just that we're in the thick of the NFL free agency right now. Look out for future videos. But yeah, I apologize in advance. People are overreacting. Oklahoma, this is easy for me. I think Oklahoma. Missouri hasn't been good since they had Michael Porter Jr. and his brother Jonte Porter. So yeah. Next, Creighton and UCSB. People say UCSB can upset again. This is easy for me. I'm picking Creighton. Next, Virginia and Ohio. My brother picked Ohio, and I don't understand that, but he picked it. So I'll go with Virginia, Virginia Cavaliers. Next, we got USC at another first four. Wichita State and Drake. Drake is understandable, but it's weird to say Wichita State is a first foreign team that has to fight and even win to be even in the first round. But either way, I think USC wins. They have projected top 5 NBA draft pick Evan Mobley. He's a big power forward / center. So yeah. Next, Kansas against Eastern Washington. People thought Kansas wouldn't even make it because they fell out of the rankings. By the way, it's weird to not see UNC and Kansas made it, but it's weird to not see Duke and Kentucky, those two blue blood schools, not in it. It's weird. Last time both teams were in it were 1976. So yeah. It's just weird. But I'm going to go with Kansas here over the Eastern Washington Eagles. Next, we got Oregon and VCU. A lot of people are picking VCU. I was tempted, but I want to go Oregon. Oregon had Bowl. They haven't really been as good when they had Bowl a couple of years ago, but they've been good. So, yeah. Next, we have Iowa and Grand Canyon. Easy one for me. I think it'll be a blowout. Iowa has Luka Garza. Apparently they're retiring his jersey. Yeah, but he's been great for them, especially last year, especially this year. He just blew up. Iowa blew up as a whole. But yeah, so that was the West. So now let's move on to the East. Next, Michigan against MSM, I'm drawing a blank on who that is. In Texas Southern, playing for the first four in, but that doesn't matter. We have Michigan. The 1 seeds are Baylor, Michigan, Illinois, and Gonzaga. If I had to rank talent wise, those four like how good they are, I would go Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, and Illinois. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. But anyway, Michigan. Yeah, so Michigan, I think, will win either way in a blowout. Next, we got Lsu and St Bonaventure. Good for St Bonaventure for making the tournament. But as you can see here, I got LSU. LSU had Naz Reid, who went undrafted, and the Timberwolves picked him up a couple years ago. But they've still been really good. And Tremont Waters, who was drafted by the Celtics. But again, this is really good. So they've been consistent ever since they lost those guys. So yeah, LSU over the Bonnies. So next, Syracuse and St Bonaventure both made it. 2 local area teams. St Bonaventure is a little south of Buffalo, I think, and then Syracuse, obviously Syracuse. So yeah, 2 local teams that are making tournament. Good for them. 2 local New York, 2 local upstate New York teams there. So yeah. Next, especially Syracuse, as you know. Next, Colorado and Georgetown. I'm gonna pick Georgetown. Congrats to Coach Ewing, New York Knicks legend Patrick Ewing for guiding the Georgetown Hoyas to the promised land. The Big Ten, they got into the dance. They won the Big East tournament. So yeah, but Yeah, so I think Georgetown will win here in an upset, maybe. Yeah, in an upset. Florida State versus UNC Greensboro. I think Florida State will blow them out. I don't know any notable players on Florida State, but last year they had Patrick Williams, who the people are surprised the Bulls drafted that high. I was too. But yeah, I have Florida State winning here. Next we got BYU and versus Michigan State and UCLA. Both of those teams, especially Michigan State, it's surprising to see. Like I said, especially Michigan State, to see those teams be a first four in, because Michigan State Spartans. But I guess since they lost Cassius Winston, they haven't been as good. But yeah, they lost last year. But I'm gonna pick BYU. They pushed Gonzaga to the edge. In the what's the conference? I forgot the conference, but they pushed Gonzaga to the edge when the two played in the conference tournament. Gonzaga only won by like 5, but they pushed them to the edge the whole game. To maybe have an upset. Next, Texas and Abilene Christian. I don't like Texas that much, but they have who's the guy? Greg something. They have Greg Brown. They have Greg Brown projected top 14 NBA lottery pick this year, 2020 draft. So yeah, but he's a highlight reel. So I have Texas winning. He puts up a lot of great dunks. Next, Uconn and Maryland. Uconn struggled a lot. The women's Uconn team is amazing. They had like a 3-year winning streak under Gino Oriyama, who by the way tested positive for COVID the other day. But anyway. Men's Uconn struggled, but I guess they're back. But I am going to pick Maryland, a 10 seed over a 7 seed. Since Bruno Fernando last year, they haven't been the same, but obviously, so I'm going to pick the Terps here to go and beat Uconn. Next, we got Alabama and Iona. Congrats to Rick Pitino for guiding Iona to a 15 seed. They got into the dance here in the tournament. He's back in college basketball. Allegations against him, but he came back to the Iona basketball team as coach after he coached in Greece for a little bit, and that didn't work out, so he came to Iona back to college. But I'm going to pick Alabama. They had Colin Sexton, but after that, I think they've been better since Colin Sexton. So yeah, moving on to the South, easy. I'm picking Baylor to blow out Hartford. No explanation there. It's kind of obvious. Next, North Carolina versus 9 Wisconsin. It's just kind of tough because ever since Wisconsin lost Ethan Happ, they've been a little struggling here, but he was great for them, one of the best Wisconsin players of all time in my opinion. But UNC, ever since they lost Joel Berry there, they had a couple guys transfer out last year. Cole Anthony went to the draft last year. They struggled. This year they struggled. But they squeaked in. They heated up in the middle end of the year there, just like Syracuse. So yeah, Villanova and Winthrop again. People are putting Villanova on upside alert because of Winthrop, but I'm gonna say Villanova blows them out. The complete opposite. Next, Purdue and North Texas. I think again Purdue blows them out. I forgot the player, the Boilermakers. The player they had was really good for them a couple years ago. But yeah, the Boilermakers blow out North Texas. Next, Texas Tech and Utah State. Texas Tech made the college basketball championship a couple years ago with Jarrett Culver, but they got beaten by the Virginia Cavaliers. But Virginia beat them. But Jarrett Culver was really good for them. They've been good though since he left a couple years ago. He got drafted by the Timberwolves. He looks like kind of a draft bust right now, but hopefully he can turn his career around. But I say Texas Tech blows out Utah State. So yeah, next Arkansas and Colgate. People are putting Arkansas on upset alert for Colgate. Arkansas has kind of struggled in the past. The last last couple of years here, they've grown on me and they've really been good. The consistency they've found. So yeah. Next, Florida and Virginia Tech. This is a pretty even matchup in my opinion. I'm just gonna get Florida. I've sent Florida lost Kerry Blackshear Jr. to Florida State. They haven't been the same. He was their glue guy, but yeah, they have some nice pieces there. So yeah, I'm picking Florida here to eke out a win over Virginia Tech. Next, Ohio State and Oral Roberts. Ohio State in a blowout, obviously. Oral Roberts, never heard of him. Now on to the Midwest. We have Illinois and Drexel. Illinois Rosemont is a 1 seed. Never heard of Drexel. Next, Loyola Chicago and Virginia Tech. Sister Jean will apparently be in the attendance, but I'm gonna pick Virginia Tech. Yeah, picking Virginia Tech. Loyola Chicago won an epic run 3 years ago and it was amazing. But yeah, I'm picking Georgia Tech. Next, Tennessee and for Oregon State. I'm going to pick Tennessee. Closer matchup than people think, but I'm going to pick Tennessee. Oklahoma State and Liberty. I think people aren't as high on Oklahoma State as I am, but I'm going to pick Oklahoma State. Cade Cunningham, projected #1 overall draft pick. He's on that team, and I really like his game, and I love to watch him. I haven't watched much college basketball this year, but I've seen him a lot, and he's the real deal, guys. So, yeah. Next, Syracuse, like I said, local upstate New York team. Congrats for 2 local teams in the Syracuse Orange and St Bonaventure Bonnies on getting into the tournament. I'm picking Syracuse to upset San Diego State, 11 over 6 seed. Not many people are doing that, but I am. Next, West Virginia and Morehead State. I think West Virginia will move. West Virginia will blow them out. Morehead State, didn't they have Ja Morant, who everyone fell in love with? I think that's where Ja Morant went to college. Now he's on the Grizzlies, former #2 overall draft pick. But yeah, they had Ja Morant, I think. But anyway, I think West Virginia will blow them out. Next, Clemson Rutgers, closer than people think. Well, maybe not, but I think Clemson will win. They don't have any notable players, but they play as a nice team, good chemistry. So yeah, next, Houston and Cleveland State. I think Houston will blow them out as a 2 seed. So now let's go on to the second round, the round of 32, after 32 teams have been eliminated. So 32 teams remain in the dance. So let's get started with this second round. Gonzaga and Oklahoma, easier source for me. Gonzaga, Jalen Suggs is such a good player in my opinion. He's risen up draft boards since the beginning of the season. I wasn't too high on him, but now I've fallen in love with him, and he's great. Next, Creighton and Virginia. Isn't as close as people might think. I'm picking Virginia, the Cavaliers. So, yeah, they still have, D. Kite is still there. So, yeah, but anyway, USC, Kansas, I'm picking Kansas. Evan Mobley, I don't think is enough for USC. So, he's basically the whole team. So, I'm going to pick Kansas. Next, Oregon, Iowa. Picking Iowa in a blowout easily. I'm not as high on Oregon as other people, but I'm going to pick Iowa and Luka Garza. Luka Garza is amazing. So, next, Michigan, LSU. This is going to be a tight game, 10 or less points, probably 6 less points, but Michigan's big player, Isaiah Livers, excuse me, Michigan's big player, glue guy, Isaiah Livers, is out for the rest of the year, rest of the season. He's out for the tournament, the dance. So, they're exposable, but I'm going to pick Michigan here. Don't overthink it. Next, Georgetown and Florida State. Congrats for the Big East champs and Patrick Ewing, Georgetown Hoyas for getting this far. But I'm going to pick Florida State. So, yeah. Next, we got BYU and Texas. I'm picking BYU. They brought Gonzaga to the edge, so that's why I'm going to keep their momentum rolling. Next, Maryland and Alabama. I'm picking Alabama again. I think they've been even better since Colin Sexton left. Maybe not last year, but definitely this year. So, yeah, next, Baylor and North Carolina. Picking Baylor. North Carolina is riding a hot streak from the end of the season all the way to this point, but I'm picking Baylor. Next, Villanova and Purdue. I'm picking Villanova. People are overthinking this, going with Villanova. Next, Texas Tech and Arkansas. I'm picking Texas Tech. Again, they were in the title game just a couple years ago with Jarrett Culver. They did lose to Virginia, but they were in the title game a couple years ago with Jarrett Culver. I think they'll remember that and want revenge. So, yeah. They might not make it past this round. Next round, as we'll see in a minute here, but they'll definitely beat Arkansas to move on to the third round, the Sweet 16. Next, we got Florida and Ohio State. I'm picking Ohio State here just because I think they're riding a hot streak too. So, yeah. Next, we got Illinois and Georgia Tech. I'm going to pick Illinois. I thought about this one as a potential upset, but I'm going, so it's the obvious boring answer, but I'm going with Illinois. Next we got Tennessee and Oklahoma State. I think, Cade Cunningham leads them to a dominating win. I think it's going to be a blowout. I love Cade Cunningham. So, yeah. Next we got Syracuse. Yeah, next we got Syracuse and West Virginia. I'm picking West Virginia. Syracuse will make it a close game, but I'm picking West Virginia. So, yeah. Next we got, Syracuse, Buddy Boeheim will keep it close, but yeah, West Virginia wins. But congrats to Syracuse for even making it and not even being a first 4 team, the outright in and winning the first game. So, first round matchup. So, yeah. Next we got Clemson, Houston. I'm picking Houston. I know it's a cliche higher seed thing, but I'm picking Houston. I don't think Clemson has that much talent. They have the chemistry, but they don't have that much outstanding talent. So next, Gonzaga and Virginia. I'm picking Gonzaga again. I fall in love with Jalen Suggs. He's a top 5 draft pick in my opinion. If he falls out of the top 10, lottery or even top 10, I'll be surprised. So yeah, next, Kansas and Iowa. Picking Iowa. I think Luka Garza will just overpower Kansas. So yeah, Luka Garza can shoot the three really well. He can defend really well. He's a spot-up shooter really well. For a center, he's big man. He's really good. Next, Michigan, Florida State. I think Michigan will win. Michigan feels like a lower tier 1 seed compared to past years in my past 1 seeds and past years in my opinion. But yeah. Michigan was there. Next, BYU and Alabama. I think Alabama will win. BYU, again, pushing Gonzaga to the edge, pushing the Zags to the edge in the Big East, or WCC. Yeah, WCC, that's their conference. In the WCC championship. Oh, you can fact check me on that in the comments, but yeah, I think that's their comments. But Alabama, I think, will win here. They're on the rise since Colin Sexton left. So yeah, Baylor and Villanova. I'm picking Baylor. Colin Gillespie, just like Isaiah Livers for Michigan, is the glue guy for them. Colin Gillespie is the glue guy for the Villanova Wildcats. He's the glue guy for the Wildcats. The glue guy for the Wildcats. Sorry about that. Stumbled there. So he's the glue guy for the Wildcats. I've watched him ever since he's a freshman, but he'll be key in this. If he was in, maybe I still would have picked Baylor, but they would have made it really close. But I think it will be a wider margin now that he's out for the tournament. So I'm picking Baylor here. Next, we got Texas Tech and Ohio State. I'm picking Ohio State, riding that hot streak. So, yeah, picking Ohio State. Next, we got Illinois and Oklahoma State. I'm picking Oklahoma State, or Oak State, however you want to say it. I'm picking Oklahoma State to upset over the 1 seed Illinois. So a 4-seeded Oklahoma State team upsetting a 1-seeded Illinois team. Again, just like Michigan, I don't think they're as powerful as some teams past 1 seeds in past years. So yeah, I'm picking Oklahoma State with Cade Cunningham overpower all the competition he faces. Next, West Virginia and Houston. I am going to pick Houston just because they're riding that hot streak as well. So yeah. Next, we got the Sweet 16. That was the Sweet 16. I'm sorry. We got the Elite 8 here, Gonzaga and Iowa. Even though Iowa has Luka Garza, Gonzaga has Jalen Suggs, so I'm going to be picking Gonzaga. Jalen Suggs and Luka Garza, that will be an amazing, amazing battle. To be an all-around great matchup, in my opinion. Next, we have Michigan and Alabama. Going to pick Michigan, even though Isaiah Livers is out. So they'll struggle with shooting and all that, in my opinion, in this matchup. Oh, yeah, but I'm picking the Wolverines for that one. Next, Baylor and Ohio State. Congrats for Ohio State getting all the way to Elite 8. This surprised a lot of people, but Baylor, I think, will win. So, yeah. Next, we got Oklahoma State and Houston. I'm picking Oklahoma State again. Cade Cunningham. I just can't go against him. Well, I can, but not right now. At least not in the Elite 8 here. But, yeah, Cade Cunningham's amazing. Projected number 1 overall pick. If he falls out of top 3 in the NBA draft this year, I'll be surprised. So now we got the Gonzaga Bulldogs versus the Michigan Wolverines. A 1-versus-1 matchup to advance to the championship. But I am going, so Final Four here. So the Final Four teams, at least in my opinion, let me know yours in the comments below. Or you can, put a picture of your bracket. Or, yeah. But, Gonzaga, Michigan, and Baylor and Oklahoma State are my Final Four teams. So, I'm going to pick Michigan for this first one. Again, Jalen Suggs. If they had Isaiah Livers, it would be an epic matchup for Michigan. But Jalen Suggs will overpower them. Gonzaga plays as a team. And they're still undefeated. So, yeah. Next, Baylor and Oklahoma State. I was tempted to pick Cade Cunningham and Oklahoma State just because I love Cade Cunningham so much, like I've mentioned all throughout this video. But I'm picking Baylor. Oklahoma State, great season, though. Cade Cunningham will be missed next year, but he did great things for you guys. So, yeah. Next, we got so for the championship, we got the Gonzaga Bulldogs versus the Baylor Bears. I'm going with the Zags. I'm going with the Bulldogs here. I think they'll overpower Baylor, in my opinion. Yeah, I think they'll overpower them. Bulldogs win. I'm not going to predict the final score for the tiebreaker because that's close to impossible to predict. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you guys think of my bracket? I will see you next time. I'm going to be having a lot of NFL free agency videos. All these notifications popped up. Like I said, we're in the thick of free agency, so I'll be releasing a couple later today. But anyways, guys, the basketball start at 11:30. I have Gonzaga winning the championship and rolling through the tournament and becoming the first undefeated team since 1976 to win the championship. Anyways, guys, this is basketball star 11:30. See you on the next one. Bye.